Yeah, can't hear you, Thom. Can't
That's
hear you,
because I
Thom.
muted myself.
There you
I'm back
go.
now. I said that was a pretty metal way to start out Taproot Tuesday. What do you think, Phil?
Heck yeah, the original version called "Poem to Self."
That's correct. Which was Steve trying to write a song that sounded like "Smells Like Teen Spirit." What he told me, he's like, he wrote that riff. He's like, I wanted to write something like that had that vibe, like "Smells Like Teen Spirit." He went, nah, 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 nah. Like, it makes sense.
And it worked.
It did. It worked very well. It has like 9 billion plays on Spotify.
We got to be careful saying stuff like that. Ed Sheeran, they just tried to sue Ed Sheeran for the past 8 years.
But he won.
He did. Still can't say stuff like that.
Yeah, whatever. You can. Yeah, music is all inspiration.
I know.
I mean, fuck. If people were gonna sue, if Nirvana was gonna sue people who ripped off "Smells Like Teen Spirit," there'd be a lot of lawsuits going on.
Right. No, I love both versions of that song. That's what's interesting about it. Like both versions have some cool things that I like. Like I'm like, I love that intro on that one. I love the way it comes out of the bridge, but I also love what the newer version, you know what I mean, does too. So
and the new version's like really slick and the production's so great, but that one's just got such a cool, heavy, raw energy to it. You know,
front to back, it just comes at you.
It was such a cool jump you guys made from Gift to Welcome. You know, Gift was still kind of had that bit of a post rap metal vibe to it, and you guys really came into your own songwriting wise and melodically on Welcome, man. Was that all Toby?
I mean, a big part, right? I mean, he definitely influenced it. I mean, we were moving that direction anyway. When you just see, you know, what songs were early and what songs were later, even on Gift, you know, as far as the chronological writing of it. But yeah, so this was just the next evolution. And Toby, I think it would be more like Toby accelerated that, you know, with his sensibilities.
Toby, you know, you're a band who's just kind of getting your musical feet wet and kind of figuring yourselves out. And really dipping into melody, and you go and get the Alice in Chains guy.
I know, right?
That's gonna do it, right? I mean, really, you go get the Alice in Chains guy, and boom, you know, and then you have 90 billion plays on Spotify. Hi, Sherry, how are you? What's up, everybody? What's up, Courtney?
Was that Eric Hackett I saw?
Eric Hatchett?
Is that Hatchett? Oh, Hatchett. Sorry, Eric Hackett is our original drum tech.
No,
extraordinaire.
Eric Hatchett.
But that's Eric Hatchett. Sorry, wrong dude.
He's our original Hatchet man.
There you go.
But anyway, Eric Hatchett again and again is still his all-time favorite.
It's a good one too.
Skipping 5th grade. Does that make you feel old that this dude was like in 5th grade when Again and Again came out?
How many times did you skip 5th grade?
I skipped 2nd grade. Nobody knows that.
Nice.
Yeah. I bet you guys didn't know that. Nobody. You're learning. Cool. What's cool?
Someone's bringing their eight-year-old, I think it said, for their first for the first time this summer.
I don't know. We have a lot of 8-year-old fans. I don't know. He's gonna have to participate in a series of challenges to see if he is in fact the biggest 8-year-old fan. I'm just kidding. That's awesome. That's so
outside
great.
shows. We have a couple outside shows coming.
Yeah, we do. What show are you guys coming to, Heather? What's up, Jerry and Sharon from Southern Ohio?
That's that's Paxton's Papaw, and they just brought us our drum sets. This drum set is Papaw's, and then we have an electronic.
You get a new drum set?
No, there's the same one. He gave me a different one, and then we've got the electronic kit up in Paxton's room.
Oh, yay!
Hi, Jerry and Sharon. Thanks for listening in. And it's Patty. I used to live with Patty.
Really?
Patty and her husband Jim. Yeah.
Oh, wow,
they helped me through some tough times for sure.
That's awesome. See, all the
I miss you, Patty. Miss you guys. It's been a long time. I've not been in LA, so I've not seen most of my old friends.
Well, we're gonna get to LA eventually. We promise. Yeah. We have to. We have to, Phil. Oh, well, yeah, we got a bunch of outdoor shows. Let's see.
Well, I guess where are you at, Heather? And we'll tell you the closest
Right,
one.
right. Northwood Rock Rally in Glen Flora, Wisconsin. Blue Ridge Rock Fest. See, I always need to have the dates open like in a window when and thankfully I have them
Right.
open because I was going over them today on the phone.
You need them scrolling across the bottom.
I know I could. That would be a lot of work, but I could. I totally could do that. Man, we can't wait for Flint. I'm so excited to go to. Number one, I love the machine shop. I've never seen you guys have the machine shop. What a fun, like 3 days in a row.
Yeah, man.
What's up, Dennis? How you doing, buddy?
Oh yeah.
What's going on with you? Altoona. We're going to Pittsburgh, man. That's probably the closest
You're gonna get.
Altoona. Yeah, I'm trying to think what would be a close outdoor show. I don't think we don't. I mean, honestly, we don't really have any. The closest is going to be Blue Ridge, probably, and that's not very close.
Is that one not yet announced show outdoors or indoors? I think it's indoors.
Yeah, the Ohio one. Yeah, I think that's. I don't know if that's outdoors or indoors. To be honest, I don't know.
Yeah, that makes two of us.
Hey, we're too old for 3 days in a row, too. You don't.
Oh, come on, Kyle.
You know Phil complaining. I'm too old for one day, for God's sake.
Kyle and I share the same birthday.
Really?
Yeah, me, him, and Keanu Reeves.
That's awesome. Remember Birch Hill? Of course they remember Birch Hill.
Heck yeah. That was my first show ever. Nice. Yeah, Birch Hill was always a good time, man.
It is Tuesday already.
We
can sit and read the comments all night. Like that's all we need. We don't need any fancy guests or you guys are birthday buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pittsburgh is definitely inside, unfortunately.
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Chris, what's up, dude? How are you? So I don't know. Do we have any guests today? There are supposed to be some. Phil was on guest duty this week.
One of two is going to make it here shortly.
All right, good. Well, good. I'll keep an eye out for that.
Mystery guest.
Mystery guest. Yeah. Hey, you can hang out with me. I'll be in the parking lot, I'm sure.
Oh, I might be able to sneak you in.
Nice.
Council Bluffs. Heck yeah.
Blue Ridge is only 3 hours away. That's awesome. Well, there you go. That's where you need to go. Taproot is playing Saturday at Blue Ridge. So definitely make sure you find us.
Saturday, September 9th.
We'll make sure we take care of your little guy. And I will proceed to put him through the series of previously discussed challenges. It's more of an obstacle course. Hi, Jennifer. How are you? Come to Denver. Pittsburgh is going to be awesome.
Working on it.
Let me see. Let me go through the tour dates here. So Friday, 9:29, Saturday, 9:30, Sunday, 10:1. The machine shop, you can't go to those because they're sold out. Sorry, but I just
clearly we're not going in order.
No, I mean the order they're on here. So I have on the listing I have all of the tour shows and then I have like the one-offs at the end. So I guess I gotta Saturday, 8/18, the Northwoods Rock Rally in Glen Flora, Wisconsin, with Pop Evil Soil, Smile Empty Soul, and you can go to the Taproot Facebook page, and the pinned post at the top has all of these dates and a fancy little ad mat and all the ticket links too. So Saturday, 9/8, Blue Ridge Rock Festival, Alton, Virginia. Then the Machine Shop, Friday, October 6th, Route 20 in Racine, Wisconsin, with Smile Empty Soul and Heartsick. Saturday, the next night, 10/7 at the Forge in Joliet with Smile Empty Soul and Heartsick. Friday, 10/13, boom, the Epic Event Center in Green Bay with September Morning and Heartsick and actually Crawl, who rule. So Crawl, basically the deal with Crawl is like in the 90s, they were like the biggest band to ever come out of Green Bay. They like played all the big venues here and then they kind of got signed and toured and they were my heroes when I was a little kid, right? When I was coming up, like 15, 16, they were like the biggest rock stars I knew, right? Okay. Literally one of the bands that inspired me to do all this shit, seeing them get signed and everything they did. And yeah, they got back together a couple of years ago and started doing a couple shows. And Yeah, so they actually just got added. We needed a local for the Green Bay show, and they just got added. So I'm super stoked, man.
Speaking
they're
of
a little
full
heavier.
circle, man.
They're kind of like a Fear Factory sort of. They're a little heavier, but they're fucking awesome, and they're really cool, dude. They opened when me and Ellison played in Green Bay. They opened that show, but they're super fun, man, and they're awesome. So yeah, so Crawl just got added to that show. You can get your tickets.
Nice.
God, so Saturday, 10/14, the Blue Note, Harrison, Ohio, with September morning, Lift the Medium 0 hour. Apparently, I'm just giving all the support bands the love tonight.
Yeah.
10/20, the King of Clubs in Columbus with September morning, X Factor 1 and Artifacts. 10/21, low ticket alert. Buy your tickets in Cleveland. The Winchester Music Tavern, Lakewood, Ohio, September morning, Brothers at Arms. Friday, November 3rd, Wally's in Hampton Beach. And I think these are so far just with Evil Under Fire. I don't think.
Yeah, nothing else yet.
We didn't mention the support for the machine shop, so I got to go back and do that. So the Friday show, it's Heart Sick and Lift the Medium. Saturday at the machine shop, sold out show that you can't go and see. Evil Under Fire, See Through This, Never the Crash. And Sunday 10/1, the machine shop, sold out show that you can't go see is with Evil Under Fire and Heartsick. So we can't leave those guys out.
Correction. Yeah. See this through. See this through. Not see through this.
Did I say? See this through? Yeah. Correct. See this through. That's kind of a tongue twister. It's like I'm dyslexic with those words. I haven't looked back. I'm looking right at it, and I started reading it. See through this again. It's like a palindrome, but not really. Saturday 11/4, the Gramercy Theater in New York City.
Yeah.
Which I think it's Live Nation concert week. So, and I think it's like one more day or something. You can get all in tickets with no fees or anything for $25 to the Gramercy show. And the next show, Friday 11/17 at Elevation at the Intersection in Grand Rapids. Both of those shows are part of Live Nation concert week. So grab those while you can. Saturday 11/18, the Eclectic Room, Angola, Indiana. And that's the last one for now.
And I believe Trawl, not to be confused with Crawl, is opening up in Hampton Beach. Am I right?
Really? I don't have anybody on here. So it's Trawl. Well, they got Crawl and Trawl.
Yep. And then Haley Knox, you get her opening for New York yet?
No, not yet. Where's my guitar, Dennis? Is it coming? Dennis says he just picked up a 2014 Gibson SG 120th anniversary bass. That's awesome.
Short scale. Yeah.
Short scale. Yeah. Phil's a long scale guy. It's all Steven Scissors Richards. You're correct. Oh shit! Speaking of special guests, Dave.
Yeah.
What's up?
Diamond
How are
Dave.
you guys?
How you doing,
Tom, look at you. Look
you.
at Tom.
Same old. I look the same, but older and probably fatter. And
that makes all of us.
Right now, you
not all of us.
You guys all look good, man. You got that like sponge disease now, where you age in reverse too. Like everybody in Sponge is like Benjamin Button. You join the band, and then you just age in reverse. And Phil,
it's crazy.
Phil, you ever playing Sponge? Because you have that too.
Well, he's produced by the guys at Sponge, so that's close enough.
Touche.
You're a vampire.
Yeah, no, I don't know what Phil's excuse is, man. Like Phil's, I don't know. I mean, Phil just. When me and Phil started talking on here, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? You somehow like younger than you did when I met you. I don't know how that works.
20 years ago.
Tim and his raw milk, and I'm over here dying.
It's working for you. Whatever you're doing, just
thank you.
Do your thing.
I do my best.
I was lucky to see Phil a week or two ago, but I have
We're lucky to see Phil. I'm jealous. I wanted to see Phil. I saw you guys had a little meet.
Yeah, dude. We had some hibachi, dude. We talked to drums. It was a good time, man.
Awesome. I'm jealous, man. I missed out. On all the good stuff.
When was the last time we talked, Tom?
I don't know. Probably, a long time ago. Bridge.
20 years ago.
Yeah, probably 20 years ago.
It's fantastic. I had great times with Tom in Ohio.
Yeah, no, it was so much fun, man. Going to Spider. Yeah, that version we did of that song is still fucking awesome, man. I had it until recently, so I had it saved in my Google Music, and Google Music shut down, and I lost everything in there. But until recently, I still had So Dave used to be in a band called Bridge, and from Detroit, who were awesome. They were kind of like I don't know how to describe it, kind of like a Buck Cherry, like a real kind of cool, sexy hard
We
rock band.
wanted to be like Stone Temple Pilots meets Van Halen.
And that's kind of what it was. And it was way ahead of like the whole everybody trying to be 80s thing. Like this was like 20 years ago when it wasn't cool and we were, just doing like all these weird Steve Vai guitar riffs and big pinch harmonics. And it was fucking awesome, man. I produced a song for them and we did some stuff together and then it just went, woo! I don't even remember what happened, but it was fun, man. I even came out to Detroit and came to a show. I think you guys played somewhere at some bar in Detroit.
Yeah, probably. It seems like so long ago, but here we are.
It was so long ago.
Banging it out. Right?
Lots of full circle stuff, man. I love it.
It's super neat. When I heard that Thom was working with the band, I was like, that's great. Because he's not going to bullshit you. And if he has any interest in doing something, he like goes balls out.
He does.
That's what it takes.
You have to, man. The balls have to be out. They have to be.
So I'm super happy. I find it super neat.
That's awesome, man. I love all this little weird full circle shit. It's like, and again, it's so cool. We're it's cool that you're getting to jump in and do some shows, and Jared's coming back, and it awesome. Seems like you've been picking up a sponge and doing a lot of that stuff, and so it's cool how everything just sort of works out. You know what I mean? Like, it's.
I don't take any of it for granted. I just think everything's neat. I don't really take a lot of pictures. I just like go with the flow, and it's just so fun to
touring with Dave.
Out there.
Touring with Dave was always a good time, man. He was always chill, always down for whatever, man. Like wouldn't stress out about hardly anything. Cool as a cucumber all the time, and that's an energy we needed. Like when we're touring and playing these shows and these long drives, having Dave just be there to be like, "Come on, man, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay."
Especially when there was, members in the band that maybe caused more stress in the band that might not be there anymore. You know what I mean?
Not everyone's cool as a cucumber, man, but Dave helped
Dave was probably a very cool leveling influence, which I'm sure you guys needed.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot going on. I had little notice, like to jump on board. So like I'm like living my life at the hair salon, and boom, I get a call and it's like, oh shit, and when is it? And it's like 7 days.
Yeah. So it's funny. I talked to Nick was decided he didn't want to be doing it anymore, right? I mean, it was just stressful.
Nick was mustache guy, right?
Yeah, yep. Nick Friedel, great dude, but just the stress of the road and the way things were with us and him, just kind of hit a point where he was just like he was done with it, right? And so I told him, hey man, can you make it through this next part? Because we were doing the Gift tour, we're playing Gift front to back, as well as a couple other little headline shows that weren't related to the Gift album front to back thing, and he's just like, he ended up just not being able to do it. So I call some people, be like, hey man, who do you know that can do this? And so I call Sean May, and who we talked about several times on here, May Custom Bases, really good friend of mine.
Every week we talk about Sean May. I think that's literally like he's our.
Yeah, he'll be on here one of these days, I hope.
Right?
But yeah, so I hit up Sean and said, do you have anybody that you know? And he said, call Dave. And so call Dave, and he's immediately like, yeah, I'm down. Let's do it. Let's do this. Meanwhile, what's going on with you at this time, Dave?
Crohn's disease.
Oh, really? That's awful.
Dave is struggling.
That was a mess.
Yeah. And where were your drums, Dave? Didn't you sell your drum? You had just
in the pawn shop or something,
or about to sell your drums. He just basically had quit the music industry.
I've been there, man. I've been there.
I was jaded by the whole thing. I think I had that Ludwig kit, so I had a kit. Okay. It wasn't like that, but I was just gonna chill. Just if it's meant to come back around, it will, and it did. So it was 7 days. We're going to learn 30 songs, 2 sets.
Yeah. I know, because that's the thing. Like I said, there's shows that were not related to doing the gift show, because the gift shows, front to back. We played gift and then probably, Poem and a couple of the singles, right?
Poem and again and again.
Yeah, something like that. And then, but Dave also had to do, what do we have? Like something in I remember there's a
festival set.
Yeah, kind of the festival set and a couple of just headliners, whatever it was off of that. Not a lot, but just enough that you had to still learn. Like wherever I remember, you had to learn wherever I stand, a bunch of extra stuff, man.
Or
we would
we'd hear a little riff of something, and it would be like, I could tell they would be like, "Oh, that would be cool if we could do that," right? And it was like, "All right, hang on a minute, run outside, listen to this song,
all right, so
come back in."
Here's where Dave blew my mind. We decided, speaking of that, right? We're downstairs in Steve's basement rehearsing. And we decide, what about wherever I stand? Wherever I stand should be in the set list. And Dave goes upstairs into the garage and just has a smoke, and listens to it, comes downstairs and plays it. Like, I'm like, how do you do that, dude? How do you do that? And just rocked
Top
it,
40
man.
band stuff.
Yeah,
that's like the things that you hear songs and you gotta go, okay, like, what's the change? Where's it at? What tempo is it in? Try to grab a couple vocal things, and let's go. And it happens with Sponge all the time, because they're another band with a big catalog of shit, and it happens that somebody will want to hear something, and it's just like I'll look at Tim and go, "How's the drum part going?" It's like kick snare, kick snare. Okay, here we go. Start the song off and we'll figure it out. So you just got to not be scared.
It
dude. Might not be exactly how it was, but we'll keep going,
Yeah, dude. You impressed the heck out of me that day. I was like, wow.
That was it. Yeah. With Steve's mom. She was there at the house. God, that's crazy. A long time ago.
Yeah, dude. Oh, we have another guest.
Yeah. Riley, she came in to, I still got a parent while we're doing this.
Okay.
So she has to come in and ask you a bunch of questions. And
where she always accidentally shows up during our podcast,
Riley,
our live stream.
I don't know. She might be gone. She was asking if she could leave with her boyfriend. She's supposed to be cleaning the house and doing laundry and doing stuff. And that's why she came and like hugged me and buttered me up. Like, can I go, Patrito? Yeah. By the way, I'm over here shredding, if you didn't notice.
I like is that what that is? Nice.
Yeah, this is a mini resting guitar. Usually, actually, so I have this one. I have the mini JJ French from Twisted Sister one over here.
Sweet.
So usually, Gonzo plays this. This is his guitar.
Ah.
See? So usually Gonzo's shredding on this. But I figured I would for a little bit. So.
Yeah. Just to kind of finish or keep.
Oh, no, go ahead.
So also, Dave, if I remember right, it's like the first 2 shows are different sets. If I remember,
probably.
Like it wasn't like, oh, you have a week of playing this while you try to learn all. It's like, nope, you got to learn all the stuff and you have to have it down. And I think the only troublesome part was trying to remember the difference between the bridge of impact and the bridge of drag down.
Drag down.
Yeah.
Completely. Like they could just melt in my mind together, But there were so many bangers. That's not an easy record. The gift thing, there's drum parts on there that are pretty challenging. Jared's a fantastic drummer, and they work them songs to do things. It's not normal. So it was neat to like learn things that were normal, and then like when you have a big hold or something like in Believed or something, and it's like,
right,
dude, it just seriously, I watch a video of it and like I just smile like right there because it's so cool, because that wasn't the norm. I only knew a couple of the jams when I jammed with them, so like to like dive into the first record and go play it, that was wild, because that's a wild record,
right.
There's a lot
and you
of
get to do it again. You're about to go. I think it's so great.
Yeah, man.
Except they're not playing Gift in its entirety.
Yeah,
thankfully.
Thankfully.
I mentioned it, and they were like, "Hell no, hell no."
It's good for the time. Not that we'll never do it again. I mean, obviously, you know, being such an iconic record, selling hundreds of thousands of copies.
Like,
yeah,
you
know, the chance might come again. You know, but yeah, dude, I'm just happy to be playing again. I'm happy to be playing with Dave again. I'm happy playing with Jared again. I'm the whole thing, man. I'm happy we're a family now. You know, like we've done so much together. When you live together like we have, you know, like when I got a chance to have dinner with Dave, it was just so cool seeing him. Every time I forget, not that forget, but like it's like I remember, and then it's like even more so how much I love hanging out with Dave.
Oh,
you know?
That's awesome, man. Because we drove, we were together. We were like, you know, selling merch and counting shit, and just doing whatever needed to be done, and we needed each other.
It's
you
funny,
needed somebody to bounce things off of, because it was a crazy time. There was a lot going on. There was health issues. There was, you know, things that needed to be said that never got said, and there was a lot. And you know,
we were a dysfunctional
they were
family.
tired.
And now you have a new stepdad, and we're a little more functional family.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
we're making it work.
Right.
The cool thing too, I also looked at my when that last time we hung out, posted it to my Instagram like I do, and like out of my last like 5 Instagram posts of like, or like really the last 3 with actual people were all you.
Yeah. Because I ran into you we're Cincinnati or something, right?
You've come down here twice, I guess. They asked me. I mean, once about a year ago, but I just don't post to Instagram that much, especially with people, because I don't see anybody. But yeah, it was like posted with you, and then another one with you and Tim on the second one, right?
This whole thing happened because me and Phil don't have any friends. Like literally, this whole Taproot like resurgence is literally just because me and Phil don't have any friends, and we started talking, and we had nothing else to talk about, so it just eventually veers to Taproot. Well, we might as well go do this. And then, you know, I don't think Steve has any friends either, so we suckered him into it, and here we are. You know,
right?
It's good. Older, a little wiser. You know,
a little bit,
and you do things a little differently and more cautious and more thought out. And
it's definitely a smarter plan, man. We talk about this a lot, but you know, people kind of complain because we're not out like. You know, and the first thing we said was, we'll never tour like you did before, man, playing, you know, just, it doesn't work anymore. It doesn't even make sense. Like being out 7 days a week, trying to fill in shitty little markets for no money to try and, you know, again, go do, you know, we're doing weekends now. We're doing stuff that makes sense for the band, stuff that makes sense financially. We're touring it. And look, Sponge does it too. Like all the older bands have figured out this secret, man. Look at all the big 80s bands. You know what they do? They do fly-ins on weekends, and Sponge does the same fucking thing. You're not out fucking around on a bus for 2 months at a time. You guys fly out, you do a weekend, and then you're home on Monday. You go out, you play your shows, you see your fans, you do your thing, and then, you know what I mean? And then you're back at work at Monday or with your family or doing whatever. Like, we're not 24 years old anymore, where, you know, these guys are just going to get in a van and hit every shitty little market and stay on tour for 2.5 months. It's just, and I don't mean shitty in a disrespectful way. I just mean there's, you know, again, Taproot in the past though, again, that's the traditional touring model is you go out in a van, lose a bunch of money, go play a bunch of tertiary markets in between to try and fill up Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and make a fifth of the money that you make on a Thursday or a Friday or a Saturday, you know, just to try and stay on tour when it destroys your families, it destroys your interpersonal relationship in the band. Like there's just smarter, there's just more intelligent, more
realistic, really. It's realistic these days.
Yeah. It is. There's just a smarter way to do everything.
We've all got kids, normal. We've all got families, we've all got house payments.
Yeah, to come home and I mean, I tell you what, right now I'm home on Sunday morning. Like we could be in Jersey, Pennsylvania, and we're leaving that show, and I'm home on Sunday from a Saturday night gig. Sunday morning, we're not sleeping in and then getting up and driving 8 hours. It's like, let's go, let's get home. I freaking love that. That's great, you know. But it is, I don't know. It is fun to be out for a long time because it's sometimes, you know.
Yeah, dude. There's
Like
definitely. I was gonna say the same thing. Like I don't miss. I mean, like, I don't necessarily miss those times, but I'm glad I got to have those times.
Yeah, I like how the band tweaks things and things evolve. I like that
Yeah, well,
part.
there's
That
no except for
aspect.
playing night after night after night. You get super tight. You get, but you also, when you're a band, you get to a point where the stuff is just such muscle memory that you don't, you need to go through that at one point in your career to really gel as a band. But then you kind of get past that point where it's just like, for the most part, you go out and you know the songs and you play them and you
Yep.
kind of know how you play them. And that's pretty much where you guys are all at in your career. You've all done this so long, so many
Still got to
times.
practice though. I still have to work at it. Even
Right.
before I leave, we've had like 3 or 4 weeks off, and it's like you got to just no sound check. It's throw and go chaos, and you got to like know your shit still.
But
You're still going to have to break a sweat at home.
Sponge is a little more of like a punk rock thing too, you know what I mean? Where it's a little looser and cooler. Like, thankfully that's probably got to be a little easier to kind of do the throw and go sort of, thing. I don't know. Do you guys rehearse? I mean, how often do you guys get together and actually rehearse? I would assume your shows are your rehearsal when you run through.
We have like one show a year that's not a show, and we just don't tell anybody. It'll be like in Hamtramck, Michigan, and we'll have a rehearsal, and we might start and stop a couple songs, and people come and have some drinks, and it'll be something like that. But no, not really.
No, I remember Tim telling me that they'll play new songs that no one else has heard yet. Like literally a brand new song that the guitarist wrote and said it goes like this. Here's the changes. Go.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? And Tim
happens all the time.
Tim talks about looking at the back of the guitar player's hand to tell where his thumb is to kind of guess what chord it's going to be. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, and then use that between that and his ears, he just gets it. I'm like, dude.
Those guys they're all assassins in their own way.
Yeah.
Like they're all musically sharp dudes. I play my ass off with everybody, so I'm not working any less playing Sponge songs as I did playing Taproot songs, to be honest with you. I play my ass off. I want the band to look good. I want to play as hard as I can. I want to, maybe it's my last show. At least I didn't say I fucking phoned it in,
Yeah, dude.
So I'm, but I do think about like, I don't know, can I play like this forever? Maybe I need to turn my snare drum a little bit and not hit that rim so much, because sometimes I got 10 shows in 9 days coming, and that's a lot of gigs.
Hey, if Lars Ulrich has taught us anything, no, you can't.
I do worry about that, but I'm not going to go out and party my ass off or anything. I'm going to try to get as much rest and drink as many Gatorades, try to stay loose, traveling again. It's not often we go out like for a mass amount of days, and we have 10 days. So it's going to be pretty wild. Who knows what this thing is what's going to happen on this next adventure.
So you've got one of those coming up. 9 shows
Thursday.
in 10 days? Wow.
Yeah. Thursday, Pioneer Town, California, with Adam Ant doing the matinee, his only U.S. show.
Oh, Steve's so jealous, I'm sure.
My wife is too.
Yeah.
Hopefully I get a pic or get a picture or something.
That'd be sweet.
And we're Hollywood, San Francisco, Reno, maybe a couple of days off in Vegas.
So you guys
with
drive,
another picked up show.
I assume driving all the way out there and then making your way.
Flying
okay.
to LA, van, and then just
rent a van out there.
Other bands gear. I'll have my cymbal case with me. They'll have guitars and little mini, their little tiny amps they have. They have these 35 watt amps that are like this wide, and they throw them in their luggage, and they're so loud. It's crazy. I can't believe it. Technology gets better.
Yeah, right. That's the problem with Taproot is we have these down-tuned guitars that in multiple tunings, and it just it makes it harder to just do the throw and go, and or rather not throw and go, but just be able to borrow gear, or rent gear.
It's terrifying to travel with guitars.
I hate it. No, I don't want to do it no more. I love my basses too much to send it into an airplane.
Yeah, I mean, those guys keep their guitars. They take them right on the airplane because somebody broke Kyle's guitar once, and it made it like on the national news, and like we've never had a problem since. You know, like they were trying to say it wasn't normal to bring a guitar on, and they're like, we've been doing this for 15 years at that point. You know,
right? But
it's still like sometimes you get somebody like they'll say we don't have room, and then you're like, what do we do? You know, because there's no stopping. We're all like, we got to keep moving. So who knows? I don't know. What's that, Tom?
I said you tell them to make room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. No doubt.
They won't let us do this now, but we've had flights where we had it under our legs and kind of had our coats down so they couldn't see them, but just like right underneath our legs. You know, sitting, three in a row and just barely fit in the seats.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do.
I've seen Tim try to squeeze his bass like in one of those overhead compartments, and it's got to be in there like origami the right way. Yeah, it's gonna be
nightmares,
crazy.
Dude. Nightmares.
I'm gonna play 10 drum sets.
Yeah, that's another like fun challenge, right? Like
yes,
it all changes. Are you bringing your own kick?
Pedals, cymbals.
Pedals. Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, because that plays a big difference,
and
man.
cymbals, basically, right?
Yeah, that plays a big difference.
You know, hopefully the opening bands have some decent things. I don't play a really big kit, so that's not too bad. But you know, it's like a box of chocolates sometimes. You know? But you just hit the shit out of them.
Maybe we get lucky and have some 12-piece kit that some kids got.
I had one double bass kit at a casino with Sponge, and I never had 2 kick drums on stage ever. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Made me want to have 2 kicks, tap and root on. Let's go. 1 rack tom, 1 floor tom. Let's go.
Right.
So I see other bands do it, like Chimera. They just played the other night. And maybe it was Rob on drums. I didn't really dive that too far.
No.
What's Anders? Is that the guy?
No, it was Austin from Austin.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah,
he was with them the last time I seen him.
Yeah,
they played with us.
Their drummer. Yeah.
Wait, who is it?
Had a lot of health issues. I don't think
Chimera. You remember they did that festival, the Dirt Fest thing?
Okay, yeah.
They played a little bit earlier than us, but I was happy to see them. They were killer band.
Yeah. Also previously managed by you, right, Thom? Or something? Yeah.
At one point, yep. I got them signed.
Nice.
Who else do you still work with? Like any of those bands from the day? Like
Taproot.
Okay.
That's it.
That's good.
That's
all you need.
I quit the business. Taproot suckered me back in, actually. Help run a skateboard company and a merchandise company. And, we make a lot of licensed decks. We do all the shit behind me, but we do White Zombie, Dark Throne. We just did some Taproot decks. We did Fear Factory.
Fantastic.
We do a whole shit ton of cool, dangerous toys. Like a lot of it's like, fun, weird 80s shit that I just want to do because it's fun. But then we also do like subhumans and, it's plasmatics and, I can't even think.
Dude, there's so many. It's ridiculous. Like, when Thom and I talked and he mentioned it, I was like, let me check this out. And I'm like, this is legit as can be. You know what I mean? Like every band, Helmet was on there. Well, Helmet was the one I remember the most because I was a big Helmet fan back in the day. And
the Helmet board's there.
And I was like, dang, man. So I'm like, all right, let's see what happens. And then that day where he's over Messenger, he's sending me all these designs and these little, quick mock-ups that he'd done. And we went back and forth and it was really easy to work with him and just kind of tweak things. And he didn't have an ego battle like, no, I designed this. It's exactly how it's got to be. You can't tell me what, we just bounced ideas back and forth and it worked. And, they came out looking great.
You got them on sale right now?
Yeah. You can get them at Volatile. Actually, taprootmerch.com. You can.
Okay.
We have unfortunately, I don't have them yet. I haven't gotten mine yet. But yeah, we did gift.
Where are they based from? Where are they out of?
North Carolina. I'm in Wisconsin, but our warehouse and everything is in North Carolina.
Yeah, that's sweet. I love the designs. We didn't have anything like that. You know, you had to
Well,
paint your own board.
I wanted to do sponge. I wanted to do sponge ones. I was bugging my friend Drew, who works with Vinny. I'm like, dude, talk to Vinny. I want to do fucking sponge boards, and it just never happened yet. But eventually, I will bug them and we will do it. But yeah,
maybe we can make one and send it to them.
I know. I should. That's what I said too. That's exactly what I said. Like I will.
Do you like do a rotting pinata one? You know.
Oh, I'd like to do that and wax and static. I love both of those.
Yeah.
Cover.
I mean, every band needs a skateboard. I don't care who they are.
Yeah.
They all need.
The funny thing is, they sell like crazy too. Like the bands that like Fear Factory, and we have to convert all these bands because they don't know, right? And then, Helmet didn't know. Then they took them on tour and they put one out for like $150 and it sold immediately. And then they sold out of everything they had that night. And Fishbone was the same way. They took them out and sold out, right? Like Fear Factory, sold like they only wanted like 25. So by the end of a quarter of the way through the tour with Static X, they were out. So we sent them the rest of our inventory. Like they sold everything. They ordered all of our inventory. Like literally, there was not a Fear Factory.
So you have a tent at all these summer festivals with these boards on sale, Tom?
No, some bands take them out. Like we do a lot of tour boards for people. Like Non-Point just did them for their last tour and took them out. Saliva, we just did some for. I don't know if I can say this yet. We just did a deal with Hailstorm. I think they're going to take some out. Those designs are really cool. I was just designing
the festivals.
I was just designing the festivals
to put their whole poster like. It's the Blue Rock Ridge board.
I know.
Right? You need 5 boards for that.
I know, right? I just designed some Armored Saint ones today.
Well, hey, you could have a night 1 board, a night 2 board, right? And then somebody's gonna have all 3 of them.
We should. We should do that for the fucking machine. It's kind of like tour boat. We should do that for the machine shop. Just do decks for every night. Do one for each night. That'd be kind of fucking rad. But it's fun, man. It's a cool, weird little thing. You get old and you've been doing the same shit for so long that eventually you have to find other. So it's music adjacent, and we do official merch stores and we do Warren's merch and Taproot's merch store and a couple other things. I don't go out of my way to find new shit though, man. It's just kind of like the people in my immediate orbit. I just end up going, hey, you want to do this? And we do, and I'm just
the fans gotta like it.
I've been doing this shit since I was 15 years old. I'm 48 now. I just have no tolerance. I just don't want to work with people I don't like or be, you know what I mean? I don't care. I mean, I just work with people I like and do things I like. And that's when you realize you're finally free in your career, when you don't have to work with anybody you don't like anymore or anything that causes you stress. Like I'm just too old for that shit, man. I'm just having fun. And that's kind of my thing now. And when it's fun and everything's cool and there's no stress, like that's me now. You know what I mean? Like
that's awesome.
I
mean, look at Phil. He has no stress. Look at him.
None. Look at that hair. Look at that hair.
Hey, look at that mop on you.
Right.
Beautiful.
This is with stress, mind you.
Yeah.
Just think about without stress.
You got any gray hairs in there?
I have a few. If you look right along, let's see. Yeah, this side right here.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I have stress. All of my stress, none of my stress. For the first time in my life, none of my stress is caused by my career. Like literally, none of my stress. Yeah. Like John, my partner in the skateboard company, the merch company is fucking amazing. I love all of you guys. Like I just actually signed Eve to Adam, which nobody knows yet, but surprise.
Sweet.
Yeah, and those guys are fucking great. I'm gonna put out their new record on THC, so they will be your label mates now. And
nice.
It's like everybody. I'm only working with people I like. I'm not going chasing after bands or chasing after anything. It's just like, for the first time in my life, in my career, I have no stress from my work. Everybody I work with is fucking lovely. There's no egotistical rock star fucking douchebag saying, "Do you know who the fuck I am?" You know what I mean? I just. I dealt with that shit for so long, and it's just like, fuck that. And, I know you have too, I'm sure, Dave, and you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't have the time or the patience for that shit anymore, It's like, there's no rock stars in Taproot. There's nobody I deal with that are fucking rock stars, you know what I mean? Like, I just, I'm not a fucking rock star, so why the fuck should anybody else act?
Listen, as difficult as things even were with the Taproot thing towards the end, those guys were professionals about everything. And there was no phoning it in. We kicked ass.
Yeah.
At Mike's last show, at the next shows with another guitar player, and they're gonna kick ass with another guitar player.
And Taylor's great. The
band's gonna be him. He's fantastic, and he's got the fire, and he's got a good attitude. And listen, man, it's gonna be fire. I wish I could see the first show, because I'm a fan. They made me a fan. I have a freaking tattoo of the band's name on my arm because I thought it was completely over. I didn't ever want to. It was special to me, So it's super rad that they're going out, And I'm gonna join them for some shows. And man, it's all good. Life is good. It's crazy, but good.
And Dave's the reason why we have Taylor.
Yeah,
because if Taylor hadn't moved to Michigan, it's a much harder, conversation then. Like, he's
completely.
So in Mississippi, it's like, hey, Taylor, you want to be our guitar player? It just doesn't happen, right? But in Michigan, it's like now it can happen. And he's somebody we're all friends with from touring together, and we all wanted, it's like one of those, man, if you lived in Michigan, man, you'd be the call. So.
Yeah, I got to spend a lot of time especially during COVID, and we just wrote a bunch of music and made a bunch of songs and just tried to stay busy, and it was a blast, and now he's got that thing's, maybe it fits on your label, say maybe whoever, like there's some good stuff. This kid's super talented, and he's putting out music, and that's what it's all about. We're all musicians. We make music, and seriously, it's pretty cool.
And he's getting better all the time, man. He's still learning. He's still out there. When he went over to Europe and taking vocal lessons and screaming lessons with these guys and learning about all the things he's learned about. He's such a gearhead like you. Just can talk.
Man, him and his gear. Follow his friggin' social media, man. He's got it.
Well, he's great.
He's got stuff dialed in.
We need too is he's like a young techie guy. Like he's the one we go, okay, hey, figure out the in-ears, figure out all this shit we need, figure out our gear situation.
We need it, yeah.
We need that. He's like a young, I worked at Sweetwater, like Guitar Center guy who knows everything and is all plugged in with endorsements. And I am not Max Cavalera. We've covered that the last time.
That's fantastic. However, I did see a video of you singing at one point and I smiled.
Thank you. Yeah, I did definitely do that a little bit. Yeah, no, I made a record last year during COVID. I made this whole record with fucking it's a lot, Doro Pesh and let's see. I have the record on my desk, and I think there's a sticker with everybody on it. Oh my God, there is. Al Jorgensen, Charlie Benante from Anthrax, Dave Lombardo, Mark Slaughter, Jason McMaster from Dangerous Toys, Frank Canham from Tesla, Eddie Ojeda from Twisted Sister, Doro, Russ Parrish from Steel Panther. It was super fun, man. I got to make some records and do some cool stuff. And it's funny, like I never really, I was always a singer, even when I produced bands, I wrote a lot and but it was just like, hey, fuck it, I'll do this. And I did. And I toured the world for a couple of years and did it. And now I'm kind of like, all right, I'm sort of over that. You know what I mean? It's like, I love writing songs and I like doing musical things. Yeah, here it is. You can go.
Where are you at? Where are you at, Thom?
I'm in Wisconsin. But yeah, you can go check it out on Spotify. Hear me sing a bunch of cool, weird 80s songs.
What part of Wisconsin?
Green Bay. Outside, I live like an hour outside of Green Bay, in the middle of nowhere.
Do you know Matt LaPlante?
Of course I know Matt. Matt recorded all of my vocals on this record. Matt records all my vocals. Everything I've ever done as a vocalist, I recorded with Matt LaPlante pretty much.
Okay. I went up to
Madison
Green Bay.
I was good on the Madison.
Madison, yeah.
Yep, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's good people, man. He's a lot of fun. I learned a lot of things working on
I've been telling these guys we need to use Matt on some stuff. Like Matt's fucking
fantastic.
Incredible. Like Matt is Matt, see, I like using guys, these young Pro Tools wizard guys, so I can go like, hey, do a favor, take that second verse, double it, take the bridge, move it 8 bars forward, and flip the whole song backwards, and I'm gonna pee and do that while I'm gone. And they do. That's Matt.
Yeah.
That's that
well,
guy.
Here's Matt though. He already thought of that before you said
it.
That's how good he is. Like
exactly.
It's like having a whole nother person when you're recording with him and all the things that he's doing. And he's worked with some fantastic people. And all different kinds of music, and yeah, one of the best I've ever been around. You know,
Yeah, no,
I spent a lot of
that-
time. He was driving here. He was getting in his car and driving here to come record Taylor and I, because he believes in stuff that he's doing. You know, he's like you.
That's
He's not going to just do some stuff that doesn't sound good.
No,
You know?
and it sounds fantastic. Like this record, if you listen to it, you can go check it out on Spotify. Like the shit, yeah, Matt kind of helped.
Yeah, let's promote that a little better. What is the record? What do we call it?
No cover. I don't want to promote it because I don't. But
Well, if you're gonna hold it
It's
up,
okay.
yeah, the band.
Everybody can read.
The band was called Ellefson. It was not a guy. It was a band called that.
Yeah.
Despite what anybody else would like to say. And yeah, it was me and that guy and the dude named Andy Martingelli played on it from Italy. It was amazing. And a drummer named Paulo. But we ended up, it was a lot of guest drummers. Charlie Benante played on a lot of it.
that's got that.
It's hard to be in a band.
That's got that Post Malone cover, right?
No, the Post Malone cover is not on here, but that's on Spotify. You know, we didn't put it on here. You know, now I'm pissed. Like in retrospect, if I would have known this was going to go down the way it did, we had a Men at Work cover that was my idea and that we did and was fucking incredible. But I was actually saving that. We recorded a whole, which Matt tracked all my vocals for too and helped me edit a lot of it. We tracked a whole studio record that was supposed to come out after this that never did. So I was saving Over Now and that Men at Work cover for the studio record. So I didn't put them on here. And now in retrospect, I wish I fucking would have just to get them out because they never got. And Over Now is on Spotify and all the, which is fucking, it's got a million plays.
So good, dude. It's so good. You sent that to me. I was like, dude, this is like, I never really heard you sing other than on the thing we did.
Yeah.
That you sent me that I play bass on. But, you know, hearing that, I was like, dude, I got excited, dude. I was like, really, I loved it, dude. I loved it. So good.
That's
the
great.
whole studio record we did was like that too. It was, you know, the problem is the other main force in the band doesn't like modern music. So he didn't like it. He didn't get it. You know what I mean? He's not into the, I hate to say new metal thing, but he just doesn't get it. He doesn't get modern music. He doesn't like modern music. So he didn't understand what I was doing, what we were doing. You know, it was like he listened to like Styx and Journey and like fucking, you know, and that's it. And that's what he's into, like Jeff Scott Soto, like, oh, and that's not me. You know what I mean? It's, you know, real contemporary, but you know, kind of like 2000. It's kind of like Glassjaw meets Alice in Chains meets Taproot meets. You know, that's the kind of stuff I write and was doing. But the other main force in the band just isn't into that stuff, doesn't understand it at all, and so just didn't really get it. You know, so which is a bummer. The songs are fucking amazing. It was like kind of, you know, maybe Five Finger Death Punchy for lack of a better comparison, only because it was really heavy and, you know, again, maybe old Slipknot, you know, but again, a little more melodic and kind of weird and Glassjaw punk rocky at times. And it was, but again, more like that Over Now cover, which I love, man.
Yeah, dude, it's good.
It was so cool to do that. I mean, I sent it to, you know, I'm friends with Post Malone and his dad. And, you know, I sent, you know, I didn't even care if anybody liked it. I sent it to him and he was like, holy shit, dude, this is awesome. I mean, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. That's
you know
neat.
what I mean? Like, you know, and the biggest pop star in the world, like, digs your version of his song. Like, that's cool, you know?
It's wild. Music's crazy.
Jennifer,
crazy.
it's all on Spotify. Just go search for Ellefson on Spotify. And yeah, you can find it. The No Cover Records on there. Over Now is on there.
Yeah, it's good.
Of course we can. Everybody say hi, Klaus.
Hey, Klaus.
Hope we didn't miss him.
Oh, hi, Klaus.
But yeah, dude, me and Phil will do some more shit in the future too. I'm gonna make him eventually when I get the itch to do music again. I'm gonna make Phil play on it.
All right,
Sure.
dude. That one,
You heard it here.
I listened to that not that long ago. That No Quota song, and
Yeah.
it was fun, man. That was a cool. That one, I remember listening to it and be like, dude, I wanna play on this. I wanna, you know, I remember how we were talking about that. We got connected with it.
I don't know either, but you know, it's funny that almost ended up so that Ellefson studio record. We started reworking that song to put on there to use it. There's a couple songs there that I wrote, and that was one of them, but that we just never got into a place we were in agreement on. So it just, well, the whole record never came out anyway. But that was funny. But I still love that song, man, and I want to.
Dude, I'm glad he didn't, because I don't see, you know, I love him as a bass player. He's a great bass player, but I don't see him playing like what I did on this song. I loved it. Like I was so inspired by that song.
What you did was really cool and really what he did was basically like, it's funny when I originally wrote the bass part for that on my original version. It's funny because I wrote it kind of like a David Ellison bass part, you know.
Right.
It really is. If you listen to it, it's kind of got that. I played it on a Jackson bass, and it's funny as a bass part, he was actually a big influence on me. But yeah, no, what you did on it was so cool and so tasteful and kind of moving and a little jazzy, and you know what I mean. It's a little.
I was inspired. It inspired me. It was not like it, but it's reminiscent to me of that Black Velvet Atlanta Miles song.
Yeah.
Right, like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That little, just that bass that just kind of sits there and just kind of makes you just go, you know, just nod your head. I was like, you know, it's because Taproot's not like that either. I can't. That's not a Taproot type song. I don't get to play that kind of bass with Taproot. You know, so I got to like do a little something different with that song. I just had so much fun with it. I got even that bridge, dude. That bridge is probably one of my favorite bass parts I've ever written. You know what I mean? Like, because it's similar.
Put the fucking thing out.
I know it's similar to the other part, but it takes it a different way. I was like, dude, I like so cool, man, so cool.
Maybe we can get Dave to play drums on it because I don't think we ever had a real good drummer play on it either. It was just like kind of a studio guy who just laid down a track.
Yeah, well, I mean, those drums are killer on it too, though.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking cool, though. Actually, yeah, I know. He was it was like this. So my other buddy Richard Easterling, so the Full Circle. So Richard mastered Best of the Sides for us, and he's actually the one who recorded that. You don't know that I recorded that whole thing at Richard's studio. I went down to Kentucky, and we were just hanging out. He had a studio. Now he's in Colorado, but he had a studio in Kentucky at the time, and I went down to go hang out with him. And I was like, hey, I have this song. You want to record it? And we did. And there was just one of his homeboys was hanging out at the studio. He played the drums. I think I might have even played an original shitty drum take first. And then the drummer just came in and killed it. Yeah, I played bass, guitar. I played everything on that. It was just me, basically. And then I sent it to Phil and said, here, do better, which is not hard. I set the bar pretty low.
Phil's got skills.
The stylings.
Phil has skills. He's an assassin.
He's a fucking assassin, man. But yeah,
that part was asking for it. That part just like it, like I mean, few songs have really just kind of like, not that the part wrote themselves, but it kind of did in a way. I mean, it's just like it had to be this way. Like I get to hear it immediately, and because like with Taproot stuff, a lot of it's already written, right? Like, and these riffs are so strong, it's hard to step outside of those riffs. You know, like you have to like, you know. Sometimes you can and sometimes you can't. But with this, there was so much room to play. You know?
Dude, should we fucking play it? I have it right here.
Do you have one where
I have the one, and keep in mind this is totally rough. This is kind of like Phil's just like kind of rough take. We were just working, but it's pretty fucking cool. Let me find it. We'll
as long as that's the ending, because I have one version where I keep getting to the end and the end the bass just disappears. I'm like, what did I do? Why did I send that version? Anyway.
Right. I'm not gonna play the whole thing anyway. So.
Okay. I gotta get to the bridge, so I want to hear the bridge.
The bridge. Processing. This is the Yamaha. This is the Yamaha edit for those.
And this is the debut, right?
Yeah.
Worldwide debut.
Yeah, the version with you on it. I released a version on Bandcamp years ago that was just me. This is the worldwide debut of the Phil version.
Nice.
Wait for it.
I heard what you were talking about with that line, though.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
bridge. Ooh, there was no Bumblefoot guitar solo on the version you played on. It's so weird. So on the original version, I have Bumblefoot in a solo here, and it's this really cool, weird reverse solo. It's awesome.
This person wanted to give me the room to play. Yep, no ending. I don't know why there's no ending.
Huh.
Still ran out of gas.
Yeah.
Where's your bass go, Phil?
I don't know.
He doesn't know.
Well, you're gonna have to do it again.
Now we're left with my guitar. And before you ask, no, I do not like Faith No More at all.
Oh, don't say that.
I'm being sarcastic because clearly I'm a Mike Patton clone.
Yeah, but that bridge where you say that Bumblefoot plays that solo, that's my favorite. Like I love that little.
The solo is so cool. The solo Bumblefoot did. It's like this weird, like reverse, like it's backwards, like it's so fucking cool. I wish it was in there.
Curious how that would work with my bass part now. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Does he play those two neck?
Yeah, the double necks. Yep. Yeah, he's awesome, man. He played on that Over Now cover, the Post Malone cover. He played on that too, actually, and it's rad. It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, so I had no idea Thom sang and played guitar or any of that stuff when he sent me that. I was like,
I didn't
impressed as hell. Yeah,
to be honest with you,
as hell.
Like, were you in bands when I met you, Thom? Was I just so caught up in my own shit?
I was in bands when I was like a teenager and I was young. You know, to be totally honest, it's funny. I've never really spoken this candidly about it. But, you know, dude, in the 90s and 2000s, you couldn't be a fat guy and be a singer in a band. You know, the world's changed so much. You couldn't. It was all about image and, you know, so I just kind of like, I always did it, but I was like, you know, I'll be behind the scenes. I'll kind of just be the, you know, and then I got skinny and lost weight and had a phase where I was like in shape but I was in bands when I was younger, and then I kind of got older and realized I just wanted to be in the other side of the business. It was kind of more for me. And then, eventually in my 40s, I decided, hey, dude, it was totally by accident. I was on tour with Ellison, and he was just doing this like weird fucking like instrumental shit. He was like, you know, first he was just playing like a fucking like track on his iPod. He'd play the song and then just stand on stage and play bass to it. And then he started bringing out a live band and they would just play like instrumental shit. And one day, and I've been singing Megadeth since I was a fucking kid. So one day he just goes, why don't you just come up and sing? Shut up, bitch. He goes, one day he just goes, why don't you just come on stage and sing Peace Out? So I did. And then I was like, okay, we're gonna do that again tomorrow on this song and this song. And within like 2 weeks, we were playing a whole Megadeth set basically, which is where it started, you know. And then we recorded a couple songs for a record that we were putting out for him, one with DMC from Run DMC called Sleeping Giants that musically David had written, and then me and DMC wrote the vocal stuff. And then there was another one that me and him just got in a room and wrote together called Vultures. That was pretty cool. And those were on that first record, Sleeping Giants, which was just kind of it was basically like best of asides for him. It was all this like kind of random bullshit he'd done over the years away from Megadeth. And we recorded 2 new songs to put on it that were me singing, and then that kind of led way to, you know, Over Now, and then Simple Truth, which was our other I don't know if you guys have heard Simple Truth, but that was the other single we put out that did really good and got a lot of radio and kind of blew up. And then, then we did Over Now, and then we did the no cover record during COVID, and then we recorded the whole studio record that never came out. So that's kind of the. Yeah,
I just remember seeing Blabbermouth or something, and I'm like, "There's Thom, he's singing. That's great." You know, like on my daily news. You know,
right? Hey, sometimes you just got to sing. But I always wrote stuff with other people, and it's funny. Like a lot of these records I produced, I mean, I was writing all the melodies and writing all the stuff and kind of singing backgrounds on it. You know what I mean? And like, again, I'd literally be like, doing all the harmonies and doing all the background parts, or I'd produce a singer and I'd like literally sing all of his parts behind him. So it was something that was going to happen eventually. You know what I mean? When you're a better singer than half the singers you're fucking producing, you're just going to go, fuck it, I want to do this. Why? Do you know it, Phil? I want to play one more thing. Fuck it. I've never played this live. I played this for you. Fuck it. This is the other song I wrote.
World premiere
record. It literally is. This is the other song I wrote. This is one of my songs that were supposed to be on that record. And it's fucking, I love this song.
There's not a lot I can tell you, because you know everything. There's nothing worse than being alone, except for being afraid. It kinda hurts to sit here alone. It's worse to sit here with him. It's like the worst day of my life. Only better. Days are done, my conscience screaming. I don't hear a word you say. All alone, my hate moved on, and somehow it took you with it. I know a thing or two about your melody. I pray with broken hands and fall down at your feet. It's like the world keeps turning without me. Turn out the lights and I'll go when it's time to live. There's not a lot I can show you. You fucking seen everything. There's nothing worse than being alone, except for being ashamed. It kinda hurts to sit here alone. It hurts to sit here with him. You're not the first thing that I've lost. This isn't better. Yeah, it's no better. I don't know if I should let go. Hang on every word you say. All alone, my head moved on and somehow took my heart with it.
Nice.
All right.
Thank you, Ian Astbury, without whom that song would probably not exist.
There's a lot going on there. There's a lot of different feels. There's a lot of big vocals. Look at you go, Thom. I'm proud of you.
Definitely hear some of those 80s influences in there, right? Like,
Oh yeah,
for sure, man. There's some cool stuff in there.
Sure. Hey man, look, it's funny. My influences, honestly, my influences as a writer are fucking Sponge, The Cult, fucking Nirvana, Stone Temple Pilots, Alice in Chains. Probably, a lot of the same stuff that originally influenced Taproot, to a certain extent. But I'm a little older, so it's probably, but it kind of filtered through a modern lens. You know what I mean? Like, again, there's obviously a lot of Ozzy influence and a lot of Axl Rose influence and a lot of Ian Astbury influence and Mike Patton. And, I just like good singers and good fucking rock and roll songs, man,
Hell yeah, man. No, that was great. I remember that one when you played it for me.
Thank you. That's one I'm probably going to redo eventually. I wrote that whole fucking song. It was my song. I actually brought it into the band. And we, kind of did that version of it, and it was great. But I think that's one of the ones I'll definitely redo at some point for sure, because I just love it too much, man.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for sharing it. That's awesome.
Thank you. The song is called "When It's Time to Leave." So actually, a little context too. So I actually wrote that song after my heart failure when I died, basically. And if you listen to the lyrics, that's sort of what it's about. I just kind of came back and I'm like, I don't give a fuck about any of this. You know what I mean? Like I was in a really weird, that people don't know, in 2020, I had heart failure and died. I was basically flatlined for 15 minutes and the doctor managed to revive me at the hospital. So, but it's been a rough, and literally a month after that happened, not even 2 weeks later, I was in Madison with Matt finishing my vocal. It happened in the middle of the No Cover record. That's why a couple of the songs I didn't sing on, I had somebody else sing because I had heart failure. And then, and then I wrote that literally right, the new parts, the chorus was new. I basically the chorus I wrote after that and just is real reflective on, something like that changes you, man. You come back and you just look at everything you've done and everything you've,
I bet.
What you are, and you go, yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this. I like this. I like this. Fuck this. It does. It fucking changes you. Yeah. Scott Weiland is definitely one of my favorites too, man.
Oh, so good.
I love that guy.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
No, I had a DE. And I wasn't even near. I was dead. I was. I mean, they basically called me So I had heart failure at my house, and I lived at the time 8 minutes from the hospital. So I had cardiac arrest at my house, and they called the ambulance. They came. They couldn't revive me. Finally, literally at the hospital, and it was the weirdest thing. I hate to even say this because I feel like such a pompous douche, but my ex-wife was there, and she told me the doctor knew who I was, and he said, "No way in fuck is Thom Hazaert gonna die on my fucking watch." And I was just like, she told me that when I came to him, oh, and he's cool, man. So I went and, I went and seen him since. He's my cardiologist, and we've talked about it. I said, I know your music, I know your stuff, I know what you've done, and it was super cool. So, but yeah, it definitely,
wow.
It was near death experience, but it was a fucking death experience, man. It was crazy, but here we are. Do
you remember anything from the other side? Was there anything?
Dude, I don't remember a fucking thing. I remember being on the phone fighting with some fucking douchebag, and then I went beep, hung up screaming, and my ex-wife was my kid. Thankfully my kids were gone, so they didn't see it. Pebbles was there, my dog, she watched it. But yeah, I just fell on my face, and I guess that was it. And then I woke up later, and they're like, oh, you died, you had heart failure, they brought you back. And literally I was like, why the fuck did you do that? I was out of here. Obviously, my attitude has changed a little bit since then, but that was my original reaction.
That guy killed you. He killed you on the phone.
He did, and that's why I don't. Yeah. There's a lot. There's so much to that statement, Dave, that I won't get into. But
yeah, you don't have to, man.
Absolutely fucking did. He absolutely fucking did, and he absolutely fucking did.
Well, Phil's not going to kill you.
No, Phil will not kill me, but that comes back to again what I was saying before about just changing my priorities and who and how I work with, and it does. Trauma does change people, absolutely. So, and hey, man, I'm just here trying to do good things and take my boys Taproot to the level they want to be at, and hang out with cool dudes like Dave.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you might want to get Thom his own hotel room. He might snore a little bit.
Oh, already done.
Well, absolutely. We all have our own hotel rooms. Absolutely. Yeah. Come on, dude. This ain't Taproot 2001, buddy. This is
2012 and 13 when Dave was doing with us.
That's actually what I meant. 2012. I'm just, no. We all have our own hotel rooms. Everybody.
Me and Phil had good times. I got Pidgey with me now. Yeah, Pidgey's I got one bed and Pidgey's in the other. I'm safe.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no. I don't. We all have our own hotel rooms on this, Dave. This is the big
ballin'.
What was that?
That's big time. That's ballin'.
It is big time, right? That's how I roll. I'm like, we need our own hotel rooms. Except for Dave, he's going to be with the crew.
Whatever, man. It's all good.
No, you get your own room too, Dave.
It'll be a party.
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
So what's the countdown? What's the countdown till the first show?
Oh, I don't like to think about it, dude. It's coming faster than I can.
Days, Thom, you got this updated on the website?
But it's
August 4th is our first show.
Fuck yeah, I totally forgot. I don't even have that one on here yet. I got to add that in August 4th in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, yep.
What's the venue called again?
The Craft House.
The Craft House in Pittsburgh. That's right. God damn. See how close it is? August 4th, man.
We're already halfway through May. June, July, August. That's 2.5 months.
And we still don't
have a vehicle.
Yeah, we still don't know how we're getting there.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Multiple
it's
vehicles.
all going to work out.
Yeah, Jared and I were texting about vehicles the last few days. We'll tighten something up pretty quickly here.
I know.
I've got a couple options. A lot of it's just also like, hey, I found a vehicle in Columbus. How do I get it? And how do I get it to Michigan?
Now, you live in Cincinnati, so that's a pretty easy question. Dude, fucking buy Taylor a plane ticket and say, fly the fuck down here and get the van. Or buy me a plane ticket and say, fly the fuck down here and pick up the van and drive it back to Wisconsin.
That might be it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's all.
Well, no, because we need to get the van, but we need to get the van into Michigan unless you want to convert it. But somebody's got to convert it.
Yeah, get it up to Taylor to convert it. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, look, have Taylor fly down and I don't give a shit. I'll fly down and pick it up and drive it to Michigan and fly home from Michigan. I don't know.
Listen, if I'm around and you need some help gutting it, I'll help you.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely. I'm looking at. We got a couple options. I've looked at like the big like retirement home shuttle, right? Like where we just do one vehicle for everybody and convert that. Backs. Put a little wall in the back for gear, and then everybody in the front.
Yeah.
Or
which I personally don't think is the best option. I don't think we really need that because we're not going to be on excessive tours. I mean, either way, the short bus is cool, but it's like it's a lot of the gas mileage isn't that great, and it's just kind of overkill. You know what I mean?
Well, it's gonna be the one or the other. Gas mileage is gonna be sucked no matter what, right? We're either doing two vehicles or one vehicle, right? Well, that at least gives us one vehicle.
Yeah.
The other option is obviously just the straight up, one van, one trailer. But I'm trying not to do trailers. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I should let that go.
Yeah, just say we're gonna do. You're gonna have to.
Yeah. Well, I'm also talking about like doing a van with most of the gear, right? One van with most of the gear, or all the gear rather, and then like 2 or 3 people driving in that, and then another van with everybody else, so we can still have the ride over to the hotel afterward or during after sound check or whatever, things like that, little things. But then that's 2 drivers, so I don't know.
Well, we have 10 drivers. I drive, you drive. Well, plenty of people. I still think the 2 or 3 vehicle thing is going to work out so much, just because we're all coming from different places too. Like I am a driving machine. Like when we used to start our tours, we'd always start them in Connecticut so our touring band in America was Opus and Dave from Dead by Wednesday, and they live in Connecticut. So we would I would rent a van in Wisconsin, drive to Connecticut. David would fly there, and our other guitarist, whoever it was, whether it's Clayton or sometimes it was a dude from Platinum and Jetsam, they'd fly out there. We'd all start there. So I'd rent a van in Wisconsin, and I would drive to Connecticut. Or when we toured in Florida, I rented a van in Wisconsin and then drove to Florida to start the tour, drove all the shit around, and then drove it back home and returned it. I'm a driving
Yeah.
machine. So I mean, again, stuff like that's easy. So yeah, exactly. But
I drive
those
Taylor
last couple
drives.
runs. Yeah, it was just me and you.
Yeah.
Like Phil would drive after a show, and then I would drive. A part of the day.
Yeah.
So we just had great conversation, just like cruising down the road. I mean, we had a driver, we had a TM and all that, but like it was getting small towards the end, and it was good. Let's just keep it tight. We got this, and we just freestyle.
We're going to be small. It's just going to be us, one or two crew guys. We don't even really have a TM. I mean, like if anything, I'm the fucking TM, but I'm going to be out with them on all the shows, handling merch and the VIPs, and me and Phil are basically the de facto TM. We don't need a fucking TM. You know what I mean? Like the real managers are there. You don't need a tour manager when the real managers are there. That's what the tour manager does, is kind of acts as the eyes and ears of the real manager. But when the real managers are there, you don't need a fucking tour manager. You know what I mean? Like we got this. Family, baby.
Hell yeah. It'll be good, man. Yeah, I think 2 vehicles, it's probably going to be what we end up doing.
Yeah. Well, good. And again,
or just one big one.
Yeah, that's what the airport thing. But it's like, again, it's like, I don't know. It just gets a bit goofy when you're in a vehicle that big trying to park. Especially, I mean, we're going to be playing New York City. New York City is not going to park in a shuttle bus in front of the Gramercy Theater or however we're going to be able to do that is not going to. It's too wide.
Well, look
for New York City.
And the reality
is, the van trailer.
At our ages and declining levels of personality, putting 8 or 9 people in one vehicle for 10 hours at a time, 20 hours. We're not doing big drive. Like Blue Ridge is going to be like, it depends. Like Blue Ridge, we'd all probably do well having one big van and just jumping in. But the other thing we got to think about is we're all starting from different places. They're starting from Michigan. I'm starting from Wisconsin. You're starting from Ohio. You know what I mean? So, see, this is the boring stuff, guys. This is like what one of our normal Taproot conference calls would be like.
Logistics.
Yeah, exactly. This is all the rock and roll. This is it right here. This is about as rock and roll as it gets. I would definitely drive an Electric Mayhem style VW bus if we can make that happen. Heather's got all before she asked if something about a skin flute, and now she's talking about big ones.
I missed the first one, but
yeah, something about. It was when I was talking about my small guitars, and she asked about a small skin flute.
Oh boy!
See, if Steve was here, he would have had a field day with that.
Yeah.
I don't even take the bait on that kind of stuff. I'm just like,
hey, where is Steve?
Who knows? I don't know.
He's probably laughing at us.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I thought he was. Yeah, he said he was going to join us tonight, and then I don't know. We were rushing around. Like I was rushing home to do this, and then I got pulled over on my way home, and it was just turned into a big clusterfuck. So I don't know. So
to be honest, I'd given Sean May the link. I was trying to get him to come on today, so there already would have been 4 of us.
Yeah.
So I wasn't, I was hoping to bring him on, man, because he's part of your story, dude. He's the reason you're, that I even know you.
He's a sweetheart.
How did you met Sean? How do you and Sean know each other?
Guitar Center.
That's what I figure, right?
Yeah. I mean, shit, he was there a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then I had played with Switch, but he wasn't in the band.
When did you play with Switched?
Oh, we did like one of their reunion shows when we were down there recording with them. You remember? Yeah. I mean, you had to be there. We did the Odeon, and who else was on that? Like,
so
maybe Chad opened up for himself with his like local band that he had.
Really?
Switch played. I feel like there was a couple of the dudes from
wait. You mean you played in bridge with Switch?
Yeah.
I thought you meant you played drums and Switch.
No.
When did you play in Switch?
No, but Sean was the bass player in that band, so like I had known that.
Oh, I know Sean.
Like, I know your other bandmates. This is crazy.
That is funny. Well, I'm sure I managed them as well and got them signed too when Sean was in the band, and then Sean left the band, and it was a bummer.
Huh? Yeah. What a stud bass player,
dude! Out of this world, good man. So good.
Oh my god.
So good.
If Phil ever quits, Sean's my first call.
Well, Sean's who I told. I told Steve to call Sean, dude, to get Sean in the studio because I wasn't going to be up there to record anything. I get Sean in there. Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
But I think Steve,
I see Steve all the time.
Yeah.
Over there at the studio, he's always there. And I go by there often, and it's fun to catch up with him. And I've been listening to the music, since he's been working on it over the last couple of years. I've heard a lot. We
got Gogi in the house from Dear Enemy.
Ooh.
Do you ever meet the Dear Enemy guys? Was that with you or no? I don't think so. I think that was before your time.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, and I know Gogi's probably does all sorts of stuff beyond Dear Enemy, but that's where I remember you as Gogi. So,
awesome.
From the Dear Enemy days.
Was that your AOL screen name too? Is that your screen name on?
That's been forever.
It was, wasn't it? Like I remember that's how far we go back. I remember talking to you on fucking AOL Instant Messenger. Remember when that was like the height of communication? Everybody, basically like Facebook Messenger now. It was,
right.
AIM was the original Facebook.
AIM was awesome, man. AIM was
I still have one for the business. It's a forward anymore, but there's a couple of things like I needed another email for something, and I'm like, oh, I got the old AOL.
Dude, you would be surprised. Like all the older guys, the older 80s rock guys all still have AOL emails. When I started working with that other guy we were talking about before.
Yeah.
He had an AOL email. Like all these older guys, man, the older rocker guys still have AOL fucking emails. They rock that shit.
Dude, I make fun of people if they still have Hotmail. AOL, Hotmail. If they have AOL or Hotmail, I'm just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, there's still dudes with Yahoo too. Come on, man. Gmail's a thing. Thing.
It was. I got mine when you had to get invited from a friend. Like they would share there was a link. Like to get a Gmail, you had to know somebody else that already had a Gmail.
Yeah, right. Isn't that funny? Yeah.
That's how Facebook was in the beginning too. Like it was all.
You had to be in college to be on Facebook. I
remember I got my original invite to AOL from the guitar player from 18 Visions, to Facebook. When Facebook was like you had to have an invitation.
Right.
Yeah, the guitar player from 18 Visions originally got me on Facebook.
They were cool.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, I still miss MySpace, man. MySpace was my favorite social media.
I bet Taproot was huge on MySpace.
We did. We had a lot of stuff going on. A lot of what were they called? Friends? What were they called? Friends, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they were friends.
Yeah,
fans.
A lot of friends.
Yeah, I was huge. I was huge on MySpace too. I had like 50,000 or like some insane number. I guess the 2000s were my heyday too, just like Taproot. And now we're back.
One little picture and your whole page would be jacked. You'd be like, what did I do?
Right. Oh, yeah, right. You type in your
little
wrong short
code wrong. It was, right. Well, you could really personalize it. That's what I loved about it. You could really personalize it. You could put your little music player on there. You could put the background. I spent so much time setting up my background just right.
Making it snow all over your page. Like
MySpace did turn us all into programmers. You're not wrong.
Well, I was a programmer already. I was already making pages, so I loved MySpace. I loved doing that stuff.
Oh, that's so funny.
I had some cool pages. But yeah, no, everyone's all of a sudden stealing programs. Like, how do we do this? How do we do that? And yeah. Now Facebook's just not personal at all. And now you just don't even get I don't even see my friends' stuff anymore. Like every once in a while, I'm like, oh yeah.
Right.
Their algorithms are just garbage. I mean, I don't know, man.
You know so many people that you can't possibly see everyone in the short time that you're ever on there. I'm never on there. So if I'm posting, I might see 5 posts.
Yeah.
That's it.
But it's like based on the algorithm. It's based on who you already interacted with. So you don't see someone you don't interact with. You only see who you interact with. So it's like, I want to see the most, like where it used to be, you can see the most recent. Yeah. That's it. You just see this timeline of posts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You don't see that anymore because the algorithm's fucked, man.
And then the ads, all the freaking ads on there, dude. Oh, dude, it's such garbage. I cannot. I love it for what it does as far as the band stuff because it is pretty much the only way to really reach people. But man, I wish it was cleaner like it used to be.
Well, you say in your monitors, and all you see is in your monitors.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah, we're going to all kinds of ads for in your monitors now.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah, I know, right?
Move along. At AOL, her name was Taproot. That's funny.
Taproot. Oh my God. I played with them on Saturday night.
I'm so sorry. How was that?
I didn't get a chance to catch up with those guys too much. We were kind of, you know how it is, doing our thing. It rained. Flaw was supposed to be there, but Chris got sick or something.
Oh no.
No, we're just passing through. Play a little rock and roll show.
What's going on out there, Austin? Thanks for being a fan for so long.
What's up?
But yeah, dude, the trap thing is funny because we've been called trapped so many times in interviews just because we share all the same letters except for the letters O. You know, like, just, I don't know. It's just comical how many times we've been confused with trapped.
Not a lot of people know after Taproot, they called me and they wanted me to go out with them.
Oh, I think you have told me that, but yeah, keep going.
You know, we had some nice conversations and talked about some stuff, and it just, our planets never really aligned, you know. And then the election happened and everything got crazy, you know.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah,
So,
right. Sorry, that's a really funny comment by Gogi.
Yeah, it was. It was really funny.
It's like Flaw is always supposed to be there.
What's up, Tony? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah,
this was fun, right? How fun was this?
Yeah, but with we played with Trapped a few times, and it was always like a different drummer, like a session dude that, you know, always had good chops, man. Always played well.
That last show we did with them in Virginia at the chili cook-off, that there was no chili.
Yeah, right.
They played that night, and yeah, that drummer was really good. I don't know. You know, it's
wait, back up. There was a chili cook-off with no fucking chili.
Correct.
How does that work?
Hi, Audrey.
Hey, Audrey.
It was a chili cook-off that literally had no chili. I don't know. We could never figure it out. It was the weirdest stuff ever.
Yeah, they might have done the chili part at a different time. I have no idea. It was kind of strange, but yeah, Small Soul was there. We were there. Probably not.
You were there,
Dope.
Yeah.
It was Dope, Seven Dust, us.
Yeah.
Who's the band with the violin player? Hurt.
Oh yeah.
They played before.
I was going to say Yellow Card, but
Steven chucked the wireless microphone out in the crowd. You know, it rained.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But yeah, Trapped. Yeah, they were always a solid band. But yeah, I almost like hooked up with them, but you know, our planets didn't align. When I ran into the guitar player, I was like, "Hey, I was almost your drummer." He's like, "How?" And I kind of told him. He's like, "God, that's weird." You know,
it's funny.
But that's music. You know, sometimes the planets align, and sometimes they don't.
Hey, Dave. Speaking of Audrey, you played Audrey's show up in the Machine Shop, right?
Yeah, Machine Shop. We played with Garth Brooks' daughter.
Yeah. How
was
cool was
fun.
that? You had a great time. Real simple kit that day.
No cymbals, kick drum, snare drum, hot sticks. You know, it's fun. Audrey's great to work with, and we're working on some new music. I know there's some things coming up that we're going to be doing, and hell yeah, she's on your record, right?
Yeah. She plays on one of my favorite songs on it. I always call it Butterfly, but it's Love Without You,
lady,
right?
Come, my lady.
Yeah, right. Love Without You. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, we have a good community out there at the farm. It's pretty neat that I get to see you guys and we're doing our thing, and you know, it's just neat.
Yeah, for everyone out there, check out Audrey Ray. I don't know your handle or anything, but you know, she likes our stuff. We like her stuff. Yeah, Audrey
She's
Ray
probably
music.
smiling right now.
Yeah, so check it out. She's got some cool stuff. It's country, you know, a little country, but
she rocks.
She rocks.
She rocks.
And you know, I think we're all old enough. Most of us are old enough now to have expanded our horizons in our musical tastes and can enjoy things outside of just metal and rock.
I don't. I exclusively listen to Limp Bizkit. I exclusively listen to Limp Bizkit. Only the first album.
$3 bill.
There's a
$3 bill, y'all.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, it was a good record.
Great record, man.
Bill, y'all. It was a great record. I had another one. I had a platinum record for Significant Other too, but Corey Taylor came to my house and decided to break it.
Oh,
We don't have that anymore. Yeah, he said he was going to replace it with one of his, and he never fucking did. So, but yeah, hey.
Well, we'll have to put a Taproot record there.
Right? Hey, we're working on it. We're working on it, man.
I know, it's got to be damn close.
We're so goddamn close. Like, I literally hit up Warner Brothers to check because, according to SoundScan, we hit gold. We're like 515,000 or something, right? And so I hit up Warner Brothers, and I went through all this rigmarole to track down the right person at Warner Brothers, who now owns the Atlantic catalog and owns the Taproot catalog. And they were like, well, our numbers say it's like 480. Like, how is that even possible? Like, how?
Yeah.
How do your numbers not match SoundScan? Like, SoundScan, like, to get a SoundScan scale, somebody physically has to take a CD, scan it at a retail store.
Right.
So how can there be less sales internally at Warner Brothers than there are via SoundScan? Like, it doesn't even make any fucking sense to me at all.
Yeah.
And streams are on top of that, right? They're in
addition. Oh yeah. No, I mean, look, the reality is we could make a bunch of plaques. Like, I saw, some band made a plaque for like 6 million streams the other day. Like, Welcome has 50 million streams. You know what I mean? There's like 30 plaques we could actually have for streams and whatever. We just don't care. We want the gold record, but we could. I mean, like, literally, like, you get plaques for like 10 million streams, 20 million. I mean, Welcome has 50 million streams now, I mean, even Blue Sky Research has 10 million, like, so there's actually a lot of amazing accomplishments this band has that have not been properly annotated, but they will get there. They'll get there.
Sounds like they'll get ironed out.
There's a new stepdad in town.
That's right.
Yes, please go buy 20 CDs. If you could all go buy 20 Welcome CDs, that'll help. Or play it like 1 million times on Spotify.
We just need 1,000 of you to buy 20 CDs each.
Yeah, or listen to it 1 million times each in like the next week. Leishan Kemp wants to see our dirty little bums. That's gonna be a no. That's gonna be a no for me.
Well,
I mean, Dave, I don't know. Dave's a the
night is young,
pretty progressive guy. The night,
maybe not today,
but eventually, you're saying there's a chance.
I'm not saying no. Just not saying now.
It's like Phil playing drums. Like, maybe someday he will.
Yes.
That's been our recurring joke every week. Somebody asks Phil to play drums because he's got a drum kit behind him, but he refuses.
It's got the best brand of cymbal in the whole wide world that I see.
What is that, a Sabian?
It is.
You a Sabian guy, Dave?
My whole life.
Well, let's give some love out to I used to have a really cool Sabian jacket. I wish I knew what the fuck happened to it.
Like cool in 1987 or cool in
super cool. Super cool in 1992. It was like a jean jacket. It was like purple and yellow sleeves and like green. It had a big embroidered Sabian logo on the back. It was
all right.
1992. It was bad as fuck.
Right.
But it would probably look like something Martin Lawrence would wear.
Is Zildjian is Jared a Zildjian guy?
Yeah, Zildjian. Yeah,
he's Zildjian. Yeah, yeah. They were brothers. They're all from the same stuff. The
metal?
two families.
Metal.
Yeah,
they're all made from
Turkey. But now they make them in Canada. So
Turkish symbols from Canada. That makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Armenian.
I get all my Turkish symbols from Canada. What is in my fucking hair? My hair.
Your hair is a lot shorter than it used to be. You know that. His hair was
it keeps fucking like it
down to his ankles.
I have not cut it. I have not done anything with it. It's just old. You get old and your hair gets shorter somehow. They like break off. They get caught in doors and toilets. And
yeah, that's crazy.
It is, man. Like my hair's like a foot shorter than it was. Whatever, it's still long enough. So
I just cut mine. It's down here. It's pretty long.
Yeah.
And you got those cool glasses.
They're up in a bun right now. Oh, that's why I can see their
man bun.
Bifocals. Yeah, I got a man bun. I couldn't do that if I had to. My wife did it for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Parachute pants. Those were the awesome.
Dude,
Did you have Z Cavaricis, Phil?
I did not.
Fuck
didn't?
yeah, I had Z Cavaricis.
Used
Wasn't that
jeans.
cool?
That was in my NWA phase too. That was like my starter jacket, Z Cavaricis.
Oh, you were probably on a military base, right?
No, I lived in Wisconsin,
Phil?
dude.
No, me. Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
didn't get the cool stuff. Like we had like two kids that came from this. Like, 'cause I lived in England at the time, and we had two kids that came to England with their starter jackets, and we're just like, what are those?
Bulls one.
Were they Charlotte Hornets?
No, 49ers was one of them. My friend Mike Norton had a 49ers starter jacket, and I want to say, let's see, it's blue. I'm not a sports guy, so
49ers would be red.
But yeah, no, the other
Gold.
team. I'm trying to think of the other team would be a blue one. Maybe the Buffalo Bills are blue.
Okay.
Buffalo Bills are definitely blue.
So it might be them.
Blue and white, yeah.
Yeah.
Blue, white, and red.
What about Triple Fat Goose? Did you ever have one of those jackets?
No idea what that is.
Tom, you remember those? They were like
Never.
They were just like a big, fluffy down coat.
The coolest I was members only.
Did you have IOU?
I don't know what that is.
No. Tom, you probably had. No, you didn't have an IOU shirt, did you? I mean, we're the same age.
Yeah, I did. I had some Bugle Boy. I had some IOU.
Oh, Bugle Boy, yeah. Izod.
I was like in this weird line between like a metal kid, but then like I went through this like kind of preppy phase where I tried being preppy. So it was really weird. I was a weird fucking, I was a weird kid.
Did you guys roll your jeans back in the day?
Oh, tight roll, baby, all day.
Peg. We pegged them. That's what they called it.
See, that means something totally different where I'm from.
Yeah. That's a new meaning. Yeah. We call it what, penny roll?
Oh, penny roll. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I knew. Yeah.
We just called it tight roll, baby.
Yeah.
Tight roll.
Well, we all come from different areas, man.
I don't even wear jeans.
Right.
I'd have to tight roll my Adidas pants now. And then I started wearing Jenkos and kickwear, and you definitely cannot tight roll Jenkos.
Yeah, I know. You're wrapping that around like 4 times.
Like wrapping it around your whole leg 4 times.
Right.
Those were like the pants to wear for crazy nights.
Dude, somebody's down on your triple fat goose.
Oh, yep. Gogi's got it.
Dude,
yeah, he knows what's up.
Hypercolor.
Hypercolor.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have that.
The shirt, is that the shirt that would change color? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Did he throw water on him or something? Or did you heat him?
No,
I think the
it was
heat.
just like the
Wasn't the heat?
Like touched them. I think it was just like you would.
Oh, you just touched it. Yeah,
Yeah,
put like your hand on it.
I'm just showing off my Iron Maiden shirt now.
There you go.
Oh, look at that.
I bought this shirt for myself, by the way.
What's your favorite Iron Maiden album?
Number of the Beast.
Yeah, I'm later. I was seventh son of a seventh son.
Tell you what, that whole period from Number of the Beast was the first one I really got at. Yeah, and I'm going to say this, and I've never been a huge fan of the Paul Di'Anno era. Like, I love it. I have the Killers cover tattooed on my fucking back, and I'm wearing the fucking shirt of the first.
Right.
Yeah, but the Bruce Dickinson, Number of the Beast, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. I fucking love that record. That whole period from Number of the Beast through Seventh Son was just like flawless, untouchable. Power Slave. I saw them live on Power Slave when I was like 8 years old.
Nice.
Fucking, it was incredible.
Somewhere in Time.
Yeah, Somewhere in Time. Everything. I got caught shoplifting Somewhere in Time when I was in middle school. There was the long cassettes.
Dude.
The cassettes with the long cases.
Yeah.
I could shove like 4 of them down my pants and walk out of Sam Goody. I was I was fat, so I had big pants too.
Looking for that little symbol on the album art. Like the little
that symbol is Derek Riggs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, such cool artwork, man. Such cool artwork.
Yeah, and the artwork was. I ended up working with him years. So it's really funny. This is a funny story. Nobody knows this. So I actually ended up working with Derek Riggs later in like the 2000s. But he went through this phase where he refused to paint. He was only doing digital artwork. So he did like gamma ray, and he was doing a lot of like real progressive metal stuff at the time, but he wouldn't paint. He would only do digital artwork. So Papa Roach, for their second record, wanted Derek Riggs to do the cover. They wanted to do like a parody of Power Slave. I didn't know if they'd remember this, but they hit me up. They're like, dude, we want Derek Riggs to do the cover. They wanted to do like a parody of Power Slave, but with cockroaches. But Derek refused to do it because he wouldn't paint. He wouldn't do any illustration or painting at the time. He would only do digital artwork.
The world was deprived.
We are playing on Saturday. I said that earlier. I don't know what time, but I don't remember what time, but in the afternoon. We're playing Saturday. So
yeah, I don't think I said what time yet.
No, I don't think they did either. But I mean, they kind of showed the
vague listing. Yeah,
we're in the afternoon sometime on Saturday.
God, that's a fantastic lineup. Holy shit!
It is. It is. Every day is cool. It's like the day we're on is great. I mean, it's a good balanced lineup. Like every day's got really good shit. I don't know how long we're going. If we're going, I mean, when are we going? When are we staying? I know we're going to go and stay a couple days, right?
I mean, depends who you are. I mean, like I know Taylor's trying to hit all the days. Jared's probably going to hit all the days. I'm going to hit the one day we're playing. Because I just don't have the patience for multiple full days at a festival. No way. I can't do that no more.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of the same way. But it's different when you're in the band, and I'm sure we'll have artist passes. So it's not like we'll be out in the crowd. You know what I mean? We can.
If you had a camper and you didn't have to drive, and it was your own space, it's just trying to get out of there and get back in there. And you got to stay sober because you can't drive, and But
again, when you're leaving, like I'm sure they'll let you park backstage. Like it's different when you're an artist. You know what I mean? Like it's different than being an attendee where you're just like kind of like, you know what I mean? You can kind of come and go at your leisure. And I'm sure they have separate parking for the bands in a separate area. And
we're one of like a whole bunch of artists though. So it's like, I mean, I get to see most everybody I want to see. You know what I mean? You got Shinedown, Papa Roach, ICP, all the day we're playing. So
I'm playing with them soon.
That's right. You're playing the what's it called?
The Gathering.
The Sponge is playing the Gathering.
Sponge is on the Gathering this year.
Are you guys playing the Gathering?
Yeah, it's gonna be wild.
That's awesome. That's always a wild time for sure.
Yeah, I can't wait. That's gonna be a fun day. It's always fun to play to people that necessarily aren't yours. I don't know. I love playing.
It's a challenge
to strange crowds.
But Sponge is so big and has those songs that are so iconic that just kind of transcend genre. You know what I mean? Like just you're in a band where there's a couple songs that everybody's gonna know. No matter you can play anywhere. If you're in the middle of a fucking jazz festival and be like, oh, I know this song. You know what I mean? Like 16 Candles Down the Drain. I know that. So.
I got lucky twice to play with some bands with some sweet ass songs,
Wait, who's the other one?
Oh, well, those guys.
Oh, I know. I love these guys.
I thought you said you didn't get to play with Trapped.
I mean, get out of here. It would have been nice to see him, but we were, heading on the road. They were just getting ready to go on.
Yeah.
See, I love this. I can yawn and be tired and nobody knows. And I was like,
oh yeah.
Dude, it's late. Like I keep Phil up past his bedtime. Like Phil's got to get up for work at like 4 a.m.
Do you really, Phil?
5. I get up at 5.
Yeah, I'll be up till 2 o'clock at least. I'm just
playing Call of Duty.
Try to get used to West Coast time. We leave in a couple days, and
look at you. You're all in on this, man. That's great planning right there.
Yeah, just start staying up a little later before you go, and because we play that first night, like literally, that's gonna be a long day landing in LA and then getting to Joshua Tree.
Oh God, really?
Yeah.
So you got to fly into LA and then drive 3 hours to fucking Joshua Tree?
I think it's 2 hours.
Are you flying into Orange County or
no? I think
San Bernardino. Why aren't you guys flying into like San Bernardino or Riverside or
Burbank?
No, Burbank's the opposite way. There's
is it? Okay, I don't know.
The Inland Empire. There, I can't remember what one it is. There's an airport down there, like in Riverside or.
We only fly Delta, to be honest with you, anymore because it's too crazy, and you just pay for Delta. It's like Xfinity. You just pay for it, and the shit works, And sometimes it's not always the best to try to save money and fly a cheap airline because of all their rules and luggage. We know our guitars make it on, and like try Spirit Airlines in Orlando, and you
no
got to play a
thanks.
gig. There's
right.
like 3 different lines you need to wait in to be serviced, and we can't do that, man. Not being on the road, no way. So we just fly Delta, pay a little bit more.
When you really need to get where you're going, you can't fuck with the discount airlines, the Spirit or Frontier or any of that shit. Like,
yeah,
I mean, you just can't. Or
the shit runs on time for the most part,
Yeah, when I'm flying my kids home or shit like that, like, yeah, I'll do that. I'll put them on Frontier, or, the $80 flights, but you can't really.
I do that for myself. I want to go to Vegas, man. It's like the cheapest flight possible.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but when you're traveling and you're really like, you have to play shows, you have to be there, you can't fuck with that. You just pay for the best flight, and you make sure your bags get there, you get there.
Some of these are crazy because like we do the Denver, Salt Lake, couple of those areas out there, we'll end up like flying every day, and you get into the next city and nothing is open because we flew out red eye after a gig. You fly in the next city and your hotel's not ready, and it's like multiple days of that. That's where it gets really hard with the flying, because you just no sleep. I think I got 15 hours sleep in four days, played 5 shows, in 4 days.
No sleep will get anybody, man. That's where it really starts getting rough.
You made Phil yawn just saying that.
Right, look at him. Yeah.
Anyway, well, I guess we should probably wrap this up. It's 10:30. We're 2 hours in now. I think we did our obligatory Taproot Tuesday. I mean, 2 hours, man. That's pretty impressive.
Welcome to the fam, Thom. I'm glad you're here. I think it's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. It's good. It's good to be here. It's good to be here.
Oh, yeah.
So, well,
thank you for having me.
Thank you. Everybody come out, and I'm glad we can keep you in the mix too. I just love it. I mentioned it before. Like, I just, have the Jared's coming back, but we still got you doing some shows. And again, it was so important to all of us that, like, we don't want to just fucking, ditch Dave. Like, Dave's been here. Dave,
thank you.
Through a lot, and we got to make sure he plays some shows. And
dude, Dave saved us, man. Dave came in short notice, man. Saved it, made it work. Has always done whatever he needed to do to make it work. You know what I mean? Dave's
I would do
awesome,
anything
man.
for any of these guys, Jared included. You know what I'm saying? We're all family. We're all share the same thing. We all have more in common than we don't. I
remember that the last show we played at, what was it? Token Lounge, right?
Yeah.
Where we're leaving, and I'm like, I had like a bass and a couple other random things I had nowhere to put. I'm like, Dave, can you take these things?
Yes, of course. Load it up. Let's go.
And thank goodness I did, because that's the bass I believe Steve played on the new record.
Oh, right on. He's got that one? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Because I've tried to give other ones, but
did you open up that banner and take a look at it?
Yeah, kind of. We glanced at it just to make sure we knew which one it was. It's like of all the banners that we could have, it's like my least favorite.
Is it? Okay. And that's the only one left?
I mean, it's so cool. Yeah, it's the only one left as far as I know. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. It's still a banner. It still says us, but we might get a new one.
Of course we're getting a new one. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
We might know. We will have a new.
Yeah, well, we got priorities. We got to get the new record ready. I get the bands.
The banner. That is the.
What's a banner cost?
Banners, the imaging.
These days.
I don't know. What does a banner cost?
I don't know. I bet it ain't cheap. It's probably got to be flame retardant to be in New York or something.
For sure. Yeah, you have to have that no matter what. I mean, we've learned that lesson from who's that? White Lion. No.
Great White.
That's so weird.
Great White.
A lot of the clubs just have like projectors now too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just like project
the
logo.
Sure.
But we definitely need to order new backdrops and scrims and amp covers and all that.
Video walls.
No video. I wish.
Kabuki screen, right?
Yeah.
Kabuki drop.
That'd be hot.
Is
that what's the thing that Korn has that like before they play and you can see their shadows?
And then drops down. Yeah.
And then they backlight it, and as you walk forward towards it, it makes you taller because you're walking.
Right.
Like they do some sweet stuff.
Then you make sex motions in it.
Yeah, like you do the caw.
Right.
There it is, Thom. Yeah, that thing.
So we need to get on one of these calls, not on not on a live stream this weekend, actually, or something this week. We need to get back on our game, Phil.
I know.
Actually, start figuring out the logistics of these
Mother's
shows.
Day has passed. I've traveled to Michigan. I've done all that stuff. I'm ready.
Good.
Get back on the ball.
I wish you guys lots of success.
Man. Hey,
I'm a fan. I'm pulling for you fuckers.
Safe travels, man.
Yeah.
Don't die. Don't die at the gathering, man. Don't stay out too late.
No, not me.
All right.
I do. Good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for entertaining us.
Thank you.
Goodbye to Dave, Phil.
See you soon.
I'm still not Max Cavalera. Thank you.
Good talking to you, Dave. Good talking to you,
All
Thom.
right. Take care, fellas.
Have a good guys. Bye.